Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Chelsea Transfer News Daily video for you guys, where I'll be talking about four main topics, four main stories for you guys. Antonio Ruidger potentially signing a brand new contract, Sancho being Chelsea's number one priority, my discussion of Erling Haaland, not the links but just my personal thoughts, opinions on why Chelsea should be looking at Erling Haaland, and Jovic links as well. Now if you do enjoy this video, I get you to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you are not here, hit the bell notification, comment down below with your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below on each report that I do talk about. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now starting off with the first report that does regards Jadon Sancho. Now how many times on this channel have I reported on Jadon Sancho? I've mentioned countless times, that he has been our number one priority. The Chelsea have been looking at him. The links, the reports, the publications, numerous amount of strong publications have been linking him to us, and of course Manchester United. Now Goal, which is of course an English and of course German publication, alongside Nizar Kinsella, who is a Chelsea journalist linked to the club, they've basically been stating that Chelsea were heavily linked with Lautaro Martinez, but it is Borussia Dortmund's winger Jadon Sancho who is their primary transfer target. Now for me, that's not new news, that's recycled old news completely. We know that Sancho is a main priority, but I'd like to reiterate that to you guys. The main reason being was, of course, there's been so many reports, and even in my past video I've seen a lot of comments, I do read your comments, saying that he's on his way to United, and that is not the case. And this is what I want to stress. At the end of the day, we are in the midst of a pandemic, we are in a global pandemic. The footballing season has been put on a hold. There is no way at this moment in time Jadon Sancho will be deciding where his next destination is. There is also a good chance that Jadon Sancho may also remain at Borussia Dortmund for a further season to continue his development, maybe even want to win a Bundesliga title, and might wait another year to continue his development. There's no way he's going to make a decision yet. Any talk that you see in reports or publications or the media stirring new publications or recycling old news, it's just agent talk, pushing for a move, pushing for clicks, etc. At the end of the day, he hasn't made a decision, and there's going to be a lot of factors involved for him to make his decision. He's only focusing on his football. We are in a pandemic, a global pandemic. He's not going to have made his decision. But what we do know is that Chelsea will definitely be going in for him in the summer. Now, the only issue we do have at a disadvantage is the finances. Now, as you read into the report, it basically states that the reason why Manchester United have a slight upper hand is because due to finances. Because, of course, Manchester United is a massive brand. It's not just a football club. It's an enterprise. It's a corporation. It has all the finances to pull off this deal. It's Manchester United. They're a brand. They're a global brand. They're the biggest club in the world. They make so much in revenue from merchandise. Of course, the pandemic is going to hit all clubs financially, but United can still afford all these wages. They can still afford all these transfer fees, because at the end of the day it's just Manchester United, and that's how they run as a football club. That's why when it comes financially, we can't match them. The only way we can match them financially if we do pull off Champions League football. United, regardless if they don't get Champions League football or Europa League football, they still are able to pull Sancho off financially. Now this is where Jadon Sancho comes in, because would he want to join a Manchester United team with no Champions League football, a team that's in disarray? Yes, they've hit some good form, but a team that's in disarray. They have a lot of rebuilding stages to go, a lot of top players to sign. They potentially may even need a top manager for them to even reach the heights or ambitions that Jadon Sancho may potentially have or acquire. At Chelsea, he'll be playing under his idol. Chelsea also, destination is in London, where he grew up, where he loves, is his main city, and London is a main attraction. It's a metropolitan city. It's a main attraction for all footballers, and especially for Jadon Sancho, who grew up at Chelsea and in Camberwell in London. Good mates in the Chelsea squad: Hudson-Odoi, Abraham, Mason Mount. I know these are little things here and there, but that is a massive factor. Plus, if you add in the fact that we could potentially get Champions League football, that could be another lure for Jadon Sancho. And the only stumbling block, in my personal opinion, would be the finances, because as I keep reiterating, Manchester United have the finances and the resources to pull off this deal regardless of Champions League football, whereas Chelsea, they do need Champions League football to have any chance of getting this Jadon Sancho deal wrapped up. But this is what I wanted to reiterate. That's what we know, and that's what I know for a fact, and I want to clear that up with you guys, because I know a lot of you have been asking, a lot of you in the comment section state, Sancho's on his way to United, what's going on with the Sancho stuff? That's the latest on Sancho. He hasn't made a decision yet. It's all agent talk. Everyone calm down, but we need to make sure when the season does resume, depending on if it gets null and voided or if it does continue at a later stage, that we have to get and secure Champions League football. But that's my piece on it. That's what Goal was stating. Goal reporting that Chelsea's number one priority is still Jadon Sancho. So Leave me your thoughts opinions in the comment section below. Would you want Jadon Sancho at Chelsea, or do you think that we need to spend the resources and funds elsewhere on different targets? Leave me your thoughts opinions in the comment section below. Now, the next report, we are not leaving Dortmund. That does regard Antonio Ruidger. Now, last night, Sky Sports, breaking Sky Sports. Now, are they that reliable these days? That is a question to remain to be seen. However, Sky Sports have been saying that Chelsea have held initial talks with Antonio Ruidger about a new long-term contract. The Blues want the German defender to sign a new 3-year deal that also includes the option of a further year. Now, we know Antonio Ruidger is a very experienced centre-back. He's been at Chelsea for nearly 3 seasons now, and he's been a decent backup signing. He's been solid in some games. He's had terrific performances, but he's had a lot of liabilities. Now, I keep reiterating that he, in my personal opinion, is our worst centre-back technically, but also in the pecking order. He hasn't been that great. He's had a lot of poor performances this season. I know you can add in the context of injuries, but he's not aerially dominant. He loses a lot of headers. His defensive positioning is atrocious. When you look at his backline, Bayern Munich was a great example. He never played the offside trap. It's something that is not great. His interception, his reading of the game is extremely poor. You look at someone like Christensen, in my opinion, is our best centre-back. His reading is elite. The way he reads the game, intercepts the ball, his quality, his technical ability. Rudiger is not there compared to the likes of Tomori, Christensen, Zuma, etc. For me, technically, Rudiger is our worst centre-back, and for me, we should be cashing in on him. Now, seeing these reports, going to have to take it with a pinch of salt. Again, we are in the midst of a global pandemic. Would you really be seeing Rudiger's agent pop in to have a chat with Mourinho and Sky over a tea or a coffee, trying to negotiate a contract? No, of course not. This obviously had to be in the works weeks ago, but you can look at it two ways. One, maybe the club and Lampard do seem as a centre-back that can actually genuinely improve and become a top centre-back because he's still relatively young but experienced, or they may see this as get him on a new secure contract and trying to get higher value for him and sell him on. Now, the interesting bit is there was new reports and publications stating that Antonio Rudiger could potentially be offered in a swap with Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund do need a centre-back. Rudiger is very experienced and good and would suit the Bundesliga, in my opinion. Good ball-playing abilities would be used in a deal for Borussia Dortmund to basically lessen the cost of Jadon Sancho. Because of the pandemic, it's going to hit clubs hard financially, and we may not be able to spend over £100 million on not just a single player, which Jadon Sancho will cost, of course. And by offering Antonio Rudiger, what the idea is, it will lessen the cost of Sancho so we can get him on a reduced fee by offering Antonio Rudiger. That's what the reports are saying. It's a very logical move. I was also told this by a source, so we could potentially involve Rudiger in a deal to secure Jadon Sancho. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that Rudiger potentially signing a new contract is a good thing? Do you think it means he'll stay? Or do you think, and agree with me, and think that he could be using a potential deal to offer him to Borussia Dortmund or even Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich have shown some interest in Antonio Rudiger as well. But the two last stories I want to talk about is Luka Jovic and Erling Braut Haaland. Starting off with Luka Jovic. Now, this is not any reports or publications. This is what I've been personally told. And now, regarding Luka Jovic, we are definitely in for a striker in the summer window. Whenever the pandemic ends, whenever the window opens, whenever the season ends, we will definitely be in for a striker in the summer transfer window. Now, two main strikers that are on our shortlist is Moussa Dembele, that many of you guys already know, and Luka Jovic. Now, with Moussa Dembele, he was originally the primary target. However, with Lyon's valuation, Chelsea have been put off by it. I was told that Chelsea do not want to go over £45 million to secure the signing of Moussa Dembele. They don't think he's worth over £45 million, which I agree with personally. Yes, he's a good striker. Yes, he suits the system. Yes, he's got good link-up play, clinical finishing, and he's Premier League proven. But he's not that stature, that calibre that we could get like a Luka Jovic, in my personal opinion. Hence why Luka Jovic, I've been told, is now the number one priority for the striker department on our shortlist. Now, Luka Jovic has moved up in the pecking order, and we will try and secure Luka Jovic. Now, the original plan is basically get Luka Jovic on a loan deal with an option to buy, not a permanent, a loan deal with an option to buy. However, Real Madrid only want a loan. They don't want to include an option to buy in the clause, and the main reason being is, of course, they still have a lot of belief and potential in Luka Jovic. Of course, the guy has world-class potential, generational talent. He can be one of the best strikers in Europe. And also, they've seen how Mateo Kovacic has done so well for Chelsea, and they have been a bit annoyed by that as well. Hence why they're so reluctant to allow us to have that clause in there. However, negotiations will go on, and it's definitely a possibility we could get Luka Jovic on a loan deal with an option to buy. And finally, I want to talk about Erling Braut Haaland. Now, Erling Braut Haaland, there's not been any links, not any reports. This is just my personal opinion why Chelsea should be looking at signing Erling Haaland. And the main reason for this is, do I need to say more? The guy's got an insane goal scoring machine ability. He's not stopped scoring for Borussia Dortmund. He was amazing at RB Salzburg. He's proven it in the Champions League at the highest level in European competition as well. He's got the physical stature. He's extremely clinical. He's insane in the air. Extremely good link-up play. His pace, agility is fantastic, and he would absolutely kill it in the Premier League, in my personal opinion. He would suit Lampard's system because, you know, he's a poacher. He's got great link-up play. He's fast. He's agile. Extremely strong. Great in the air, and he's got one of the best finishing in Europe, hands down. And of course, above all, he only has a release clause of £63 million, which for me, in my personal opinion, is an absolute bargain in this day and age for that striker. And he's still a teenager. He's still a teenager that's going to develop and become an absolute god, in my personal opinion. That's why I believe that we should be considering potentially putting Erling Haaland on the market or on our shortlist. But going to wrap up the Chelsea Transfer News Daily video for you guys. If you enjoy this video, to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you are not on here. Make sure you hit the notification for every time I do upload, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.